So some of you may know that this Royal Pro Series 9 amp that was donated to the lab a while back has always had a terrible rattle. And some time ago, I tried running this and simply removing the rug plate. And the rattle didn't go away because I figured a metal on metal connection, well, maybe that's a good candidate to rattle. Well, this wasn't it. So I'm taking a look at the brush roll itself, and I pulled off one of the end caps, and look at what we got here. See that? And I also used these two screwdrivers, one on either side of the bearing to gently pry up that shaft. And as you can see, that is not my hair, that is not my wife's hair, that's the previous owner's hair, and it's completely wrapped around that shaft. And I'm wondering, I'm hoping that that's what's causing the problem. So I'm going to clean up both of these bearings here in these shafts. Maybe even I'll take a look at the grease here, because I think this is a 22601 bearing, and hopefully that rattle goes away. If not, well, I'll look into, solution number 2 if need be. But that is some nice hair wrap. Completely removed the bearing with its post, and when I spin it real fast in certain angles, it does actually make a noise. It buzzes. So I think we may have found at least part of the problem. And take a look at all that hair that was literally wrapped around. I'm amazed. How did it get in there? Yeah, that's from me just doing this. Well, we'll see what we can do to fix that up. So I went and pulled the end cap off of this thing, and sure enough, when I go and spin this, now the end cap's off, tick, 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 tick. Yep, I can feel it. So we have some damage here. So I don't have that bearing part number in stock. I'm going to repack this anyway, and then I'm probably going to have to order a 10-pack of these things. They're just not very expensive, but I don't have any right at the moment. So maybe the repack will work. Maybe I'll just have to wait until I get some new ones. Pulled off the other side, and yeah, look at that. What a mess. And that is not my hair or my wife's hair or anybody in my family's hair. Isn't that something? Incidentally, after repacking this guy right here, it's in pretty bad shape. It cracks and bangs and ticks and whatnot. So I don't know if we're going to have much success with repacking these, but I'll try them anyway, because it's still going to take a little bit of time for me to get new bearings in. So last night I went completely repacked these 22601s and then stuck them back in the end of the brush roll here and ran it on that Royal, and the sound was much better. Perfect? No. That's why I'm actually buying a 10-pack of new bearings. But that pretty much, I think, confirms that that terrible rattling sound you were hearing was because the bearings were shot. Why the bearings were shot in such a new machine, I'll never really know, but no real big deal. Now, a new one of these brush rolls is like 30 bucks, okay? But this brush roll it's almost mint. So I hated to go and and just throw this away and spend $30 on a new brush roll when I simply can go and get a 10-pack of these bearings. But try to Google 22601 and see what you get. Or go to eBay and type in 22601, like bearing. No. So I had to use my caliper, do some precision measurements, and then cross this over to a 606 series of bearings. Now, you can go and get the rubber seal on both sides, like this one has, so it'd be 606 2RS, or at least an RS. But I'm going to go ahead and get the 606ZZ, which has metal end caps on both sides. Plus, the full metal ones are cheaper for some reason. So a 10-pack of these things is like $7.40 some odd cents. So when those come in, we'll reassemble all this, and hopefully this Royal will sound a lot better than it has in the past. So yeah, I think we can basically say that it was the brush roll bearings that were causing a big problem. See, here's a little end pins, and they have been sanded and prepped, cleaned up. It was messy getting one of these bearings off. This one wasn't too bad. It survived. The other bearing, here's what's left of the inner race. So I had to use a Dremel. It wouldn't come off. I mean, even using my bearing puller, it simply wouldn't move. So it was kind of frozen on one of these pins. So I'm happy to say in the 10 or 15 seconds that I ran this with the repacked bearings, as bad as they were, everything sounded dramatically better. Not perfect, but that's what the new bearings are going to be for. So stay tuned for updates.